Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Around the Base Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Bruce Ritchie, and we got a lot to talk about. And, welcome to the late night show at 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time. Hope everyone is enjoying their time, relaxing somewhere else in the house. But let's get to it. We got a lot of sports to talk about. Whether it be, band, a lot of history in the NBA, some free agency, there's been chaos in the NFL, March Madness implications starting to picking up, and World Baseball Classic, And let's get to our host.
Come on.
I'm Jack.
I'm Drew, and we are
Around
the Bay.
Sports. And we got a lot to talk about. But first of all, let's go stick in the NBA. You don't see a lot of history in NBA, but on Tuesday, something happened on Tuesday night. A center named Bam Adebayo of Miami Heat scored 83 points, which is the second most in NBA history. Only Will Chamberlain has the most, which 100.
what?
Yeah,
Here's what's funny about this. Is talking about the Will Chamberlain. As we know, that's before the 3-point era, and all we know is a photo of 100. That man could have done 100 rebounds in a game. Maybe made 100 free throws in a game. Who knows? But we know he was really dominant in that time, so it could be 100 points. But all we know is a picture of the 100. So I just want to say about that. But who knew a center out of what Kobe did in that game of that year, going 81? We know Mitchell did a long time. He didn't came close, but he went 60. And I think Lillard maybe did something a little before that or a little after that. So who knew that Bam, a center for Miami, people might say he's not like a franchise player, but props to him. Like he might have just at least in a way put himself in the Hall of Fame because he broke Kobe's thing. Mm-hmm. At 81, a center did that. And not only that, he broke Dwight Howard most free throw attempts. So this man already broke 2 records. But I had a feeling about time, though, about this 80-point. The way the NBA is and how much offense there is from all these players, at least finally someone is beating that Kobe record.
Yeah, like you mentioned, he shot 43 free throws, which is the most in NBA history, and he made 36, which is also the record in free throws made. So the fact that he did that last night on Tuesday night is pretty incredible. But a lot of people are gonna criticize him how that 83 points were given and stuff. But you know what, 83 is 83 points. But y'all can have opinions about his 83 points, but all I got is we saw history.
There might be one answer. It's family. In case you didn't know, Bam's mom was attendant. So when you see your mom, your dad, or any family, that gives you that boost. Who's worked completely hard to be.
Yeah, I mean, also his girlfriend was also there, so Asia Wilson. So I also kind of give him a boost too. So, Jack, what are your thoughts about Bam's night?
Yeah, it's definitely a very impressive performance. It's just mainly like half of his points pretty much came from free throws. And honestly, like I saw for like Amon mentioned, it was the most free throws attempted, but it was also the most free throws that were made more than anyone else in NBA history.
Right.
And I noticed also for him shooting, he shot 7 of 22 for threes. So if he even shot like at least like half, so if he made like 7 threes, I can't really do the math on the top of my head right now, but he might even score 100 points if he at least makes half. Or
I think it would probably be at least close.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very interesting. Let's see. Yeah, he actually scores like a little over 100 if he makes at least half of his 3-pointers, which would be pretty crazy. But congratulations to him. Some people kind of talk down about his performance because it didn't really involve like the full flow of the game because the game would stop and he would take free throws and people are like ridiculing him because of that. But I mean, he still got to 83 anyway. That's one of very few guys to do that. Will Chamberlain being number one, and then during the time Kobe was number 2 with 81, and then now Bam Adebayo with 83. So all in all, I mean, it's a terrific performance, and I can honestly see someone scoring 100 someday. It might not. It may or may not be in our lifetime. Well, actually, no. I think it could definitely happen in our lifetime. One where I don't know, with this kind of performance, it could happen and out of nowhere. Because this performance I know the Wizards are not a good team, but this definitely happened out of nowhere.
If he didn't miss that 7 free throws, he would have got 90, which is pretty insane. So, but
I'm on disappeared, and hopefully.
I guess I'm on disappear. But you know what? What's coming up? Well, if you guys didn't know, also Jesse is not with us again. He's been busy with school. School's been taking up a lot of him, so it's been catching up to him. So, hopefully he can come back soon. I know a lot of you guys are missing him. So, also, if you are watching this, comment what's your thoughts about Bam scoring 83.
Well, the good news, Jesse will return next stream, and it's probably the biggest stream in our streaming lives.
Yeah, but let's go to the next topic. So, speaking of USA, the World Baseball Classic, started last week. Well, obviously, Team USA is probably one of the arguably, people think they should be, champions. But yesterday, they had a chance to either survive or be eliminated in the World Baseball Classic. Because you know why? Because Italy had to face Mexico last night, and obviously Italy won by a landslide to Mexico, so it made the USA survive. But USA has one of the best offense in the whole tournament, but this team could have been eliminated last night. So, but you know what? They're facing Canada tomorrow, and we'll see about that. I know, Jack, you have a rant about Team USA, so I'll let the floor to you.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, this Team USA team, this is one of the most this might be one of the most dominant teams that Team USA has ever had in the history of the World Baseball Classic in USA's roster. You have guys like Aaron Judge, Bryce Harper, and all these other guys. And I saw their last game against Italy. First off, you lose it to the Italians. That's kind of insane. That actually is considered one of the biggest upsets in World Baseball Classic history. And the fact that happened in your house, especially in Houston, is even more embarrassing. And the thing about Italy is their entire lineup, they're all Italian Americans. So they're not pure blood Italians, but that's besides the point. Team USA, they just sucked hitting almost the entire game. Aaron Judge 0 for 4, Kyle Schwarber 1 for 4, Gunnar Henderson 1 for 5. He struck out. He struck out, it lined out, blah 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 blah. These guys did not have a good game. Excuse me, Gunnar Henderson struck out 3 times. Yes, he hit a homer, but he struck out 3 times. And Aaron Judge is at the plate in the last at batter. And you have a guy in first, you have a chance to hit a home run to tie the game or just get a base hit to get another guy on, get another opportunity. And dude swings like he's playing golf. I'm starting to question the passion of the United States of America's baseball team because there's not much effort being put out. And I've noticed some other teams, there was even this one team, I don't remember where they're from, but they cried after a game after pulling off an upset against Korea. That is actually passion. I'm not saying USA should cry after winning a game, but have some heart. You just lost an embarrassing game, and now you're a laughing stock of the World Baseball Classic. And Italy had to save your ass yesterday against Mexico, who Italy also dominated against. And just the way you guys are hitting, and also the coach to me needs to get fired after the game. the fact that the coach did not know the certain stakes of the scenario of that they could possibly miss out. Because if they had them, I think the coach didn't have the mindset of like, hey, we need to win this game. Because I don't care I don't care if you're like clenched in or not. You need to have the mindset of, hey, we need to win this game. And clearly you didn't. And honestly, I've played baseball. I've seen it for many years. They did not look like they wanted to even be at the game. They just looked like they wanted to do something else. They just wanted to go home and just wait for like the MLB to start. Countries like the Dominican Republic are making baseball fun right now. These guys are hitting bomb after bomb, and they're like dancing on the field and making the game exciting. In Japan, they're dominating also, but they're making a couple games close. But Japan is still a damn good team. And right now, like there's those two, and then Italy, and then like as Billy Bean said in Moneyball, and then there's 50 feet of crap, and then there's us. Then there's you guys with a lack of effort and a lack of the coach for the pitching decisions is absurd. I would have put a Mason Miller in long time ago. I would have put him in at least in the 6th inning, and he's a good relief pitcher. And when he pitched in the 9th inning, he struck out 3 guys in a row. I just don't get what this coach is thinking. You guys are now facing elimination against Canada, and if you guys lose to Canada, this will be worse than when Canada lost to USA in hockey.
I mean, I just feel like, through all those matches, we were literally, we really were punching the hell out of everyone, metaphorically speaking, because of how dominant we were. We obliterated Great Britain. We beat up Brazil. We beat up this team. And I just feel like we were starting to run out of gas. We've been just dominating with our offense, and Italy just took the advantage and scoring. Yeah, sure, we could say management sport of the team as well. We could say that as part of it. But I just feel like we were just getting gassed. And by the time we realized that as you say about like the coach, maybe realizing the situation you're in, they almost made the comeback. They were down like 8-0. And they cut it to 2 and almost win it there in the bottom in the 9th. So that's my opinion.
Also, Terascuba was actually not returning to Team USA. That's another thing that.
Oh yeah, Screwball's an ass for doing that. By the way, like, dude, you're sure you won a couple Cy Youngs, but you're not like the greatest pitcher to ever play the game. And the fact that he's like saying, "Oh, I'm going to start one game and then just go home," That means you don't give a damn. So if you don't give a damn, then I don't think he should ever be on the team ever again. Once he gives a damn, then he should keep playing. Otherwise, next World Baseball Classic, I would not recruit him.
But they face Canada tomorrow, and mostly from.
We have some good matchups. I mean, Korea. Japan's getting Venezuela. Korea is taking on Dominican Republic. That'd be a heck of a game to watch. Of course, USA and Canada, and I think there's one more as well. Did I miss one?
Was it Italy and?
Oh, yeah, Italy's matchup against.
I think against.
It's Tokyo, Venezuela, with our matchup. Then Dominican Republic.
Oh, Puerto Rico.
Against Korea, then Puerto Rico. Okay, it's Puerto Rico and Italy.
It's Puerto Rico.
Venezuela, Japan, Puerto Rico, Italy, Korea, the DR, and then U.S. against Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sure, seeing that match definitely feels like they might not be such of the favors because we've seen not only that. Speaking of that, sticking with the topic, not just about USA, we witnessed a walk-off. This was Puerto Rico against Dominican Republic, I believe, and I saw that match, and it was like a history thing because I guess there's never been walk-offs throughout this event throughout the years since it began. So I thought just at least something to share about that.
Yeah, but let's go stick to our next. Oh, if you have any comments about World Baseball Classic, please drop in the comments. We love to appreciate the comments. But on to March Madness. March Madness is actually starting next week. And honestly, something been crazy this past week. You know, you see, bubble teams. They have to. There's a lot of stake for this week for some teams. But um, Miami Ohio, the team that you wouldn't think you thought would be a lock for March Madness, right? Miami, Ohio just lost the first game in the quarterfinal of the MAC tournament to
Hosting the
UMass.
quarterfinals, even. They're the host.
UMass.
Yeah, they're the host team against UMass.
UMass. They lost to UMass. I know a lot of us. I know there's a lot of people think they shouldn't make the tournament. They should, blah blah blah, etc. But what do you guys thought about Miami Ohio? Just the run, what are your thoughts about that game? Like,
Well, I didn't see the game, but I was listening to it, and I heard that they lost to UMass. You think, oh, UMass, their football program isn't as much, but you figure their basketball program is pretty good now because they just beat it. They just maybe just crushed the hopes of another team. Yes, they went undefeated, but of course, the undefeated season doesn't end in the regular season. It ends. It ends in the tournament you're in. That's what makes it count. So, but anyway, big, huge win for UMass. I mean, it was a close game. I didn't see I didn't see anything that would really. I didn't see it all, of course, but I would say a big win for UMass. I have nothing really to imply to that.
do you guys think that Miami deserves to be in tournament? Like, do you think they still be in the tournament despite the loss tonight?
Yeah, I think they still deserve it, and it's like, as like you guys mentioned, I didn't really like watch the game. I mean, I just got like a notification about it, and I was like, oh wow, really? Then well, they lost, but all in all, I think they still deserve it. They did go undefeated in the regular season, so I think that should count for something.
Yeah, because I feel like what's the point going undefeated then if that's I know this whole quad wins, this whole like analytics stuff to get you in and all that. I get that. But it's like you figure if a team goes undefeated, you gotta put them in. Because if not, then we might have something to talk about. But yeah, it's I guess it is what it is. We'll see how let's see how the NCAA sees it.
Yeah, are they gonna blow it again for rankings, just like they did in college football?
I mean, okay, let's just stick with the committee because we know football and basketball, a lot of controversy, especially with the football, as we know. But with basketball, when you watch the show, which you'll see, so in case of people that don't know, before this March Madness games happen, there's a committee of the NCAA, and they really just sit down in a room, and they look at all the teams and what they've done, and they kind of go with like a certain
metric
on which goes which. So, in case you want to know, there's a round of 64. So it's 32 games one day, 32 in the other. Unless somehow they could somehow fit all 64 in one day, that'd be amazing. That'd be a bit of an overload. Then it goes to round of 32. So teams are eliminated. That's it. They're done. On to next season. With the ones who advance go to round of 32. They battle it out. 16, so on. 8, 4, 2, winner. So that's how it goes. But in the mix of the 64, there's a thing called almost like an in-season tournament in a sort of way.
Yeah.
Where they'll pick 4 schools. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, 4 schools.
4 schools? Okay, 4 schools, and they will play like a day or two before the big event. And pretty much it's just you win, you're in, you lose, you're out. It's not like it's not like NBA. If you're in the in-season tournament, if you lose, you get a second chance. It's not that. And in that case, it's just there'll be 4 schools. They'll battle it out, and they will advance facing a higher seed of the team, and then so on, so on. We'll describe more as this develops.
Yeah. So what Mon's talking about is 4 teams, so 2 teams for facing up for a 16 seed, and 2 teams for facing up for a 11 seed. It's called the first 4. Um, it's 2 days before the actual thing started, and yeah, winner goes to play. The 16 play the first seed, and the 11 will play the 6th seed. But you know what? Are we gonna see a Cinderella run this year? Because last year we did not see that last year.
You see what?
A Cinderella run.
What would be that team? Would it be Miami, Ohio if they're in?
I
Would they at
mean,
least get like a round of 16 at least appearance?
Well, I mean, I don't think they'll be considered Cinderella because they did go undefeated. I don't think any team should be considered Cinderella if that's the case.
Okay.
Like, so it should be like a college that not many people have heard
Like
of.
for example, here's one, McNeese. They're back in it.
Yeah.
They did an upset one time, and that was it. I mean, I think they almost made another one. But like a team like that would be a good choice for Cinderella. And in case you guys know what Cinderella is, it's pretty much a team you've never heard of or just never expected to make a deep run into this tournament. So that's a Cinderella. And I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, but there's probably maybe been teams that had Cinderella deep runs and win it all. I'm not sure. We'll have to check that in our own time. But Cinderella is pretty much a team you never expected, they never heard of, just makes a deep run into the
tournament.
tournament. So yeah.
Yeah, I could see, Santa Clara was if they can make a run for sure, and like team like Santa Clara, maybe some mid-major teams, but mid-major schools, but other than that, I don't see a lot of like Cinderella. But
Well,
you know
actually,
what?
before we
Go
move
ahead.
on, so I want to just talk to a team that just had probably the best season. This is literally about the Bay, and that's the Cal Golden Bears. They lost in the ACC tournament to Florida State. They almost came back, but it was a lot of time. But they had scenarios to actually get in this. And I just want to say props to Matson, man. I don't know how he does it because the way he recruits isn't like how like those big colleges go for when they get those star athletes. But he finds a way to get certain players and builds a good enough team and compete with an ACC. But at least now we're close. Like definitely, he is the coach for the Cal Golden Bears. He just like pretty soon we'll hopefully see the Bears into the dance, but we'll definitely see them in the NIT tournament. So watch out for that.
Yeah, now we'll go to the chaotic free agency that I ever seen in my life. First of all, let's talk about this trade that not only just got backed out, but kind of confused the team.
It
Fans like
felt
Amon and Jesse,
it felt like it took a hit in the NFL entirely because you don't see this scenario. Have you ever thought of a GM have cold feet on a massive trade before? Like pretty much to sum this up, this dude had this team had cold feet.
Yeah,
like, of course he responded saying that like he wanted to team up with Hendricks and
but
it's
definitely bullshit.
But that
yeah, I mean, but like yeah, it's just not.
He had a gutted feeling. I'm like, that's some baloney.
Yeah, that's. Well, yeah, like a bunch of NFL fans are saying, yeah, we're going to call that bullshit because there's just no way. Like, so first off, when I first heard the news that Max Crosby was originally traded to the Ravens, I was like, okay, that's really cool. He's going to be near where I am because like Baltimore's like a 45-minute drive from where I live, so it's like not too far, and he'd probably get a house out here because like this is one of the nicer areas around in Maryland. But then a couple days go by, and then all of a sudden it's like Ravens backed out of the Max Crosby trade. I'm like, what? Because so far, I don't know if you guys are like aware or paying attention to the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens have not had a good offseason. They've lost both of their backup tight ends. They're losing defensive players. And now with this happening, I'd say their reputation is ruined entirely. Now people aren't going to really trust to do trades with them. I mean,
like, imagine saying don't trade with the
because
Raiders.
the thing is, like, you just they kind of, like Amon said, like cold feet. I kind of say they chickened out on the whole thing. Like, you had a chance to get one of the best young defensive players. I get he's coming back from a meniscus injury,
But they knew that.
but the thing is, you walk in knowing that situation. You could say, okay, we'll reschedule we will reschedule the physical on a later day at another time. We'll just wait a little bit and then see how it plays out. Y'all dudes decide to go now. And all of a sudden, he failed his physical, and then you just let him go. And then you turn around, and like 2 days later, you just so happen to sign Trey Hendrickson, who was like the best defensive end like available. Who's like
same amount of money.
Yeah, just to save on cash. And like you save your picks and all that other stuff. And you just get Trey Hendrickson. Basically, you pay him a decent contract, but then the general manager comes out and says, "Oh yeah, we wanted to get Trey Hendrickson and Max Crosby to play together." That is total bullshit. Baltimore. I can smell the bullshit from all the way over here.
I mean, like the whole NFL fandom from one state to the next, and probably even some Europe fans if they didn't know.
I hope for his sake he did. I hope he did not buy a house here, because if he bought a house, he's screwed. Because I've never seen a situation like this. There's probably been situations in the past, but I've never known a guy to be this caliber of a good player that he is, and somebody just cancels on it. I've never seen it before. And the Raiders, they've been having a great offseason also. Just everything that they've been doing. All they really need to do is just draft Mendoza and a couple other guys, and they're all set for the season.
I mean, yes, in current reports, we're not open. We're letting him play, but we are listening. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Honestly, I doubt
that. Dear God, they don't do that again.
I doubt that they're going to trade Max Crosby again. I think that was just a one and done thing. That's what I would personally think.
That's the reason we traded him. We're beginning the rebuild. But now that backed off, we're like, what the hell? But Raider fans are like, hold up.
Yeah, Ravens fans are pissed. This makes the Ravens look bad, especially the GM. If I were another GM across the league, I wouldn't want nothing to do with that person and do no business with them.
You know how the Eagles fandom attacks their staff at their own houses?
Yeah. This time, the GM attacked every single person that lives in Baltimore. He dropped a bomb on them and said, "Hey, you guys aren't going to get Max Crosby. We're going to send him back to Vegas."
Yeah, we might have thought the Ravens might be a Super Bowl favorite. Now I don't even know.
Yeah, now I don't even know if they're going to be. Honestly, I don't care that they have Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. I don't even know if they're going to be a playoff favorite team.
Heck, I might have to agree with that too.
I would not be surprised if Derrick Henry or Lamar Jackson will be off the Ravens in the next 2 or 3 years.
At this point, because I'm like, you might as well just Baltimore might as well just begin a rebuild at this point.
I guarantee you, when Lamar Jackson heard that he was not on the team anymore, he was extremely pissed.
Of course.
You know, though, Joe Burrow is going to be suffering, though, because he's got to go up against Trey Hendrickson, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt. So he's going to be going through it.
I hate to say, I haven't thought about that division, but we'll wait until we're closer to the NFL. But yeah, let's talk about the other big signings. Well, actually, let's stick with the Raiders, man. Quay Walker, Jacoby Dean, Pay. I mean, the Linderbaum.
Linderbaum might be the best signing that the Raiders have had in a long time.
That man's an actual center. I could go on and on and on.
Might be the best center since Jim Otto.
Who knows? But wow. I'm forget the rebuild. We of course, not getting too excited because it's the Raiders. I don't want to have false hopes again, but we're actually making moves, real moves this time. And so it's we'll see as it goes on. Of course, just about a little more of a realistic opinion on this, but So here's what I didn't know. Did you know, guys? Know the Rays had a bunch of cap anyway. I thought I was worried that when Crosby came back, I was like, wait, now we can't sign all those players. But Jesse helped me. He's like, oh no, we actually had plenty of money.
Yeah, I think they have like the most cap space of any other.
The cap definitely took a hit for sure, but we can still play Crosby with that new look defense with Quay Walker, Jacoby Dean, and we got Kuntz. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, yeah. I mean, if the Crosby actually went into effect, I'm like, heck, we got a 14th pick. Definitely could use that maybe on a lineman or maybe another receiver. So that's kind of a top tier class. But it's just crazy with the Raiders. It's just like I could finally almost believe now. Like, honestly, because it's just been torture through these years. But now we're actually going somewhere, hopefully. But yeah, let's talk about your guys' team. I kind of saw it coming. But actually, Drew, take it away. Sorry. I didn't mean to take over there. But
No, it's fine. 49ers got Mike Evans, and that was a big time signing for us.
Which I kind of saw coming for some reason.
Yeah, and we also got Dre Greenlaw back today, so that's another pieces to our team. Also, obviously, we send Pinheiro. Obviously, that was kind of big time for us, but you know what? And we also were in a trade with Dallas. I forget. We got a defensive lineman for our team, so and we also extended Tonjes, our tight end. So who did? I don't want to mispronounce this guy's name from the Cowboys, but yeah, but we got a defensive lineman from the Cowboys in trade. So, and obviously, the sucky part is that Bryce Huff is gonna plan to retire. So that's not the news I expected, but it is what it is. But yeah, Jack, what do you think about the signings and stuff?
Yeah, I gotta tell you, this has been one of the best Niners free agency signings in a very, very maybe ever, honestly.
So wait, is the GM off your list of leaders?
John Lynch. I don't know if you've been watching this podcast or what have you, but I was wrong. I'll say I was wrong about you. Like, you got big balls again, man. You're making big decisions. Like, you just got Greenlaw. You got Mike Evans. You re-signed Eddie Pinheiro. You got a couple other depth signings. You literally just signed former Packers defensive back Nate Hobbs. You literally just signed all these guys.
Up the Niners. Right.
And if the Niners do not get injured, like with Nick Bosa coming back and Fred Warner, and the possibility of signing Joey Bosa, which may or may not happen, and then you sign whatever, you already signed the defensive back, which is one with the second last thing I needed, and you draft Smart in the draft. This is honestly, to me, the biggest Super Bowl threat of the entire league next season. I don't give a damn about Kenneth Walker going to the Chiefs. I don't care about any of that stuff. The Seahawks are also without a good. I mean, they just got Emmanuel Wilson from the Packers also. Also, the Packers are losing a bunch of guys, but I'll leave that a conversation to them on. But the Niners, you guys are doing a great job. And the fact that you got Mike Evans was the biggest shock to me because I lost my voice when I heard the news because I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
You know what's funny about that? You're like, man, the Niners are making moves. 20 minutes later, Mike Evans, 3 years.
Yeah, I was like, nah, they ain't doing shit. And then Mike Evans, I was like, what?
I mean, I don't know why. The reason
the last thing, Bryce Huff retiring at age 27, he probably retired for his personal reasons, but I mean, he played pretty well for the Niners, so I wish for him the best when his life and all that. But yeah, God, the Niners so far are winning free agency. Honestly, to me, the two best teams free agency are literally the Raiders and the Niners.
I mean, there's some other teams that have done some pretty good moves, at least helping someone. That's the Bills. DJ
they
Moore,
the Chinese.
DJ Moore, Bradley Chubb, and I think they did one more signing. They
Yeah,
adjusted
I
Allen.
think they just got C.J. Garner Johnson.
Yeah, they did.
But at least they made some help. I mean, it might not be the moves, but at least for Allen for the offense, why you got DJ Moore, so they're definitely use him more.
Yeah, and as for the Niners, this is like getting my guns. This is one of probably the best receivers that they have had in an extremely long time. Like I can't remember the last time they had this good of a receiver on the team. Like sure, they had guys like Anquan Bolden, Michael Crabtree.
I hope they don't.
All those guys. I've never seen anything. I've never seen a receiver that's good as Mike Evans like this in a Niner uniform.
I mean, he did just broke the legend of the Niners. So why not go to the team there? But the other thing is like, dear God, I hope we don't play this in Mexico. Just play this in the Bay. This would be
I think it's already confirmed.
It is? Damn. Oh, sorry, Jesse.
No, it's going to be in the Bay, I'm saying.
It's in the Bay. Okay. Oh, okay. Woo.
Maybe we all should go then.
Oh, this might be the Battle of the Bay, even though we're just going to call it that. But
more anticipating.
I mean, we have other news. ETN staying home to New Orleans. Broncos didn't make a lot of moves. Chargers didn't really did much. Geez, I mean, we have so many teams that did.
You want to talk about the Packers? Because they haven't really done anything.
Actually, no, the Packers, they're taking this offseason. It was interesting what they're doing, though. So they traded Rashad Gary to the Cowboys for a 4th-round pick. I'll take that.
No, you just signed Hargrave.
Yeah, Hargrave gets signed. But we signed St. Justine, or I'm pronouncing that wrong, but we signed a corner. But it's like it's interesting because I know we made the signing the move with Micah Parsons. So, we got that with Jordan Love's extension. You got Josh Jacobs and so on. So I guess they try to be conservative. But yeah, seeing these alerts, Jenkins getting released. That was a little shocker for me. And then another tackle and so on. But I'm like, I mean, they made one pretty big signing of the former Vikings D tackle. Forgot his name, but that's probably like the biggest signing for them. But yeah, it's just like it's very interesting how this offseason went. I know we have a boatload of late draft picks. We're probably going to use that more because this Packers is still young. As for Romeo Doubs, props to him. He got a receiver one style contract with the Patriots. But Packer Nation will definitely miss you. We'll miss the third in Romeos. But as for it's just like it's interesting, and we'll see how it progresses because we still got the team with Micah coming back, and yeah, it's just very interesting with the Packers. I'm not like nervous or anything at all, but it's just like, they're taking this offseason almost like a little reset, but not like a full reset, but like keeping it a little back on like dropping things. So I don't know what they're doing because they're doing like small signings here and there, not going crazy. So I don't know what they have in store, but something must be developing because that's the way it was. The way this offseason was pretty interesting. I mean, I just feel they're just trying to keep staying young as they are because they have still a young roster. Yeah, that's
when you guys think about, Kyler Murray just signed with the Vikings today. So what do you guys think about him and Tua signing 1-year deal with the Vikings and the Falcons? You expect those two quarterbacks, get released and then sign a 1-year deal. So what do you guys think about those QBs?
Yeah, I mean,
Mike, you got it.
No, you can go.
Oh, okay, thanks. I think this is a pretty good signing. It gives Kyler Murray this kind of reminds me of when Trae Young went to the Wizards. It gives him a chance to start something new, go somewhere else. Kyler Murray's still a good quarterback. It's just he just kind of kept getting hurt, and he didn't really have like that good of a lineman, and he didn't have like a super reliable receiver. And now he has that with Justin Jefferson. So they have a chance to be a good team. Depending on how their defense, because like at first they were good, and then they started to fall apart in the second half. So depending on how their defense is, I think the Vikings could be a playoff team, but they'd be like a 7th seed. Honestly, to me, might be at best for them.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, also no good signing. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if you guys think if you guys recall Murray being a good teacher, but maybe from McCarthy's point, maybe this could at least help him out. Maybe Murray could maybe try to teach him. And of course, with Kevin O'Connell being QB whisperer, maybe with maybe some insight from Murray, then it could at least help JJ because of course JJ first starting after he tore his like meniscus in his first preseason game, so it's like definitely a setback. So maybe he'll at least live and learn, and then you hopefully get back on door. But good signing for the Vikings, the temporary signing, or at least as Jack said, kind of like a Trey Young sort of story of just hopefully Murray still being a starter, but at least helping him getting back on his feet in a way.
Yeah. Let's see. Sorry to Drew. I kind of want to ask you guys. I'm going to ask you guys this question: which signing do you like better? Like Kyler Murray going to the Vikings or Tua going to the Falcons?
Good question.
That's a very good question.
I want to say, I want to say two to the Falcons a little bit because I feel like I want to say both are good signings because at least for both of them, like Tua, I mean, yeah, those injuries, those concussions, but maybe. Of course, Atlanta loves lefty quarterbacks. There's that, but that's probably not the main reason why. But I feel like for these two, they can reset a little bit, maybe. Hopefully, and I just feel like like at least resetting a little bit, and hopefully, the next year they can get back to that starting roles and starting to help teams out.
Yeah, Drew, what do you think?
I think they're both a very good signing, in my honest opinion. I think they both get a fresh restart and learn something from go somewhere they can thrive off of a new system, and hopefully they find the joy back. Have the joy they had when he first started coming in the NFL. But it's good to have a fresh a restart. And it's not just happened in football, but it just happens in sports in general. Like a restart just means something that you take your mind off and hopefully get your joy back. And I think this both these times are pretty beneficial for them. So that's my honest opinion.
What about you, Jack?
Um, I'm not really too big of a fan of the Tua signing because the Falcons are kind of in rebuild mode entirely. And I mean, Tua with his like past injuries that could kind of affect the team because he's had I think 3 concussions.
Mm.
I feel like if he gets even one or two more, then he may have to consider retirement or be forced to retire, which I'm not sure has ever happened. But the only good thing that they have going, I mean, they have a somewhat experienced quarterback, so I think that's a good part. But you don't really have any big time targets. Sure, you got Drake London, but I believe you lost. Correct me if I'm wrong. They lost Kyle Pitts, or is he still in the Falcons?
They're still on Falcons.
He's on the Falcons. He was on a
Kyle Pitts,
franchise tag.
yeah,
They lost Mooney. They released him.
yeah, you did lose Mooney, but I feel like if they could pick up a receiver like for example Jawan Jennings or Debo, one of those two that are still available, if they can get one of those, then maybe that could be a little bit better. But I mean, the main guy is still going to be Bijan Robinson. Tua's going to give it to him, I would say 70% of the time anyway. So I just like the Kyler Murray one better because he has an actual target he could throw to, and he's also Kyler Murray likes to run also, so that's very helpful. So I'd have to say I would take Kyler Murray and the Vikings over to the Falcons.
I mean, yeah, the Vikings, I would have to say, they might have at least a pretty good season.
Yeah, that means you got to play against Kyler Murray twice.
Yeah, which would be interesting.
Yeah, obviously, I forgot the Colts. They got the guys back. They extended the guys back. They got both Alec Pierce and Indiana Jones back, so good for them. But Thank you all for watching this podcast. Obviously, next week is going to be a chaos. Classic, and obviously some NFL free agency. But hope you guys like this podcast. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and follow us on Instagram. Have a good night. See you guys next week.